The Clash Royale arena works in essentially the same way as an animal cell's cell membrane, protecting, enclosing, and giving space for numerous reactions and functions, or for an epic strategy game to unfold. The King Tower is very much like a cell's nucleus. It is a central command center that tells all of the troops what to do. It stores the very identity of the entire cell, and it is, ultimately, the most internal and important piece of the arena. In a cell, the nucleus controls the rest of the organelle's functions and stores the DNA or genetic makeup of the cell. The nuclear membrane protects the nucleus from being damaged, the same way as Princess Towers protect the king. While the Princess Towers do this by firing impossibly rapid swaths of arrows into enemy lines, the nuclear membrane merely acts as a wall, which is generally more than sufficient to keep threats to the nucleus at bay. The cytoplasm is the unoccupied space within a cell, which is similar to the open space in the arena wherever cards may be placed. Cytoskeleton systems are a basis for cell structural stability and also pose a vital role in the facilitation of intracellular transport and movement. This is very similar to the bridges in the Clash Royale arena, which allows for troops to cross to and from either side of the arena, and in this way holds the entire battle together. The Golgi apparatus mainly functions as a vesicle production and packaging organelle, used to encase proteins, lipids, and occasionally ribosomes. This allows for these useful materials to be transported throughout the cell or even from one cell to another. Clash Royale has a capability similar to this. Barbarians can be packaged into battle rams to be transported directly to the enemy tower. The ribosomes are the little big people of the cell. They work hard to produce proteins and keep the cell healthy around the clock, often without the appreciation they deserve. Just like the skeletons in Clash Royale, ribosomes are often underestimated for their small size. Still, while one ribosome or skeleton may not be capable of much, many of them together can do incredible things. The nucleolus is an organelle contained within the nucleus that contains the cell's DNA and produces ribosomes for use in protein synthesis. Similarly, the tombstone produces skeletons, the ribosome of Clash Royale, at a frequent rate to annoy and defend against your opponents. The nuclear pores are an important part of the nuclear membrane. It serves as an opening from which ribosomes may pass through after being produced in the nucleolus. In Clash Royale, the graveyard works in about the same way by allowing skeletons to pass through from the underworld and into the field of battle. Without such gateways, the cell would be unable to function, and the Clash world would be, frankly, a little better since everybody despises the graveyard. Sorry, buddy. Everybody hates the Elixir Golem, but did you know that he works just like a cell's ER? As he continues to thrive, the Elixir Golem produces lipids that allow him, like a cell, to asexually reproduce by splitting at the cost of the elixir. This is akin to the way that a cell's endoplasmic reticulum produces lipids useful in cellular mitosis, and additionally in many other parts of the cell, such as keeping the cell membrane strong and healthy, or helping to store the excess of energy created by our friend the elixir pump of the cell. The lumberjack uses his extreme buffness and rage spells to power up his teammates and destroy the opponent, which is just like the rough endoplasmic reticulum. This is the case since the rough ER produces proteins, which keep the cell strong, healthy, and looking as ripped as a lumberjack at the best of times. Like a Sparky, the peroxisome is an incredibly powerful weapon of mass destruction, just microscopic. Where the Sparky charges up and annihilates enemy attacks and towers, the peroxisome breaks down excess oxygen in the cell while converting hydrogen peroxide into water and oxygen to protect the cell from harm. These chemicals may react dangerously within the cell and thus must be eliminated to ensure cell safety. Additionally, the peroxisome is particularly helpful in the process of metabolizing and converting lipids. Overall, it is a vital organelle of the cell. The centriole is an organelle in the cell that is made up of sets of microtubules, the small skeletal structures of eukaryotes. Centrioles are essential to the direction and control of microtubules around the cell and exist in pairs of two that are useful in cell division as well. Clash Royale has its own centrioles in the furnace, a powerful structure that creates little fire spirits, which are the essential building blocks of attacks and chip damage in many decks. Does this video look familiar? That's because the centrosome is a set of two centrioles, the furnaces, that exist in most animal cells. Centrosomes play a key role in both the processes of mitosis and meiosis, by separating chromosomes using spindle fibers they produce, thus allowing cells to divide and produce new cells. This can be compared to multiple furnaces representing the centrioles, working together to pull apart the opponent's strategy. Funny joke, I know. Thanks for the laughter. As mentioned before, the battle ram is created to transport barbarians to the opponent's side, which makes the battle ram itself much akin to a cell's vesicles. These vesicles are the product of the Golgi apparatus and make the transportation of cellular materials possible both within and between cells. Additional functions of the vesicle include the maintenance of cell pressure and the digestion of certain materials. The mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. No, it's the elixir pump of the cell. The mitochondria generate energy used to keep the cell working and growing, just as an elixir pump can keep your battle deck cycling smoothly and effectively. The cytosol is a cellular fluid that fills the unoccupied space within the cell. It is very helpful in the healing of damaged organelles, just as the heal spirit can be used to repair and heal troops as they fight. Furthermore, it allows for reactions to happen in a contained and safe manner within the separate organelles. The lysosome is a recycling center whose main function is to destroy and repurpose trash, just as the Inferno Tower destroys the Mega Knight, trash.